Hello and welcome to Trifling Bitches in Recovery. Let me just go ahead and get this out of the way. You see that subscribe button? I want you to click that subscribe button. Go ahead and click it. I'm waiting. Don't make me ask you twice. Okay, so now that we have that settled, let's go ahead and get into our first topic. Now, trifling bitches out there, tell me, have you ever slept with your best friend's man? I use air quotes because you're not her best friend if you're sleeping with her man. Simple as that. Let me get into the story for you. Let me give you some background. I knew this one chick. Let's call her Keisha. She always hung out with 3 other chicks. Let's call them Fatima, Molly, Whitney. Okay? They were so close. They were always hanging out with each other. If you saw one, 3 were close by. They went to the same high school. They went to the same church. They always hung out with each other. They had mutual friends as well. So they all hung out together. They were really close. And you would always see them together. And they were kind of cliquish in high school because it was only them 4. And they each had their own man. And they were very popular in high school. Simple as that. They were popular. Everyone knew them. They were always, getting in trouble, fighting, just being high schoolers. There were times where they would sneak out of the house, have their off-the-hook nights with friends, with their boyfriends. They would go to parties. They would go to house parties. They would just wander the streets, do whatever they felt like. They all had their boyfriends at the time. And the boyfriends were all friends. And they always hung out with each other. As time went on, Fatima started to notice that Keisha and Fatima's man, let's call him Pharrell, seemed to be getting a little too close for comfort. Keisha would go to Pharrell's house without Fatima. That's interesting enough. However, when confronted, they would just say, "Oh no, Fatima, you tripping. We just cool. We just close friends. Nothing to it. We're just hanging out." But Fatima's asking herself, well, why would you go to her man's house if Fatima's not there? That just doesn't make sense to me. If a friend of mine is hanging out with my man when I'm not there, I wouldn't even allow that to happen. Because I don't trust no bitch around my man. You can't trust these bitches. I trust my man, but these bitches, they're on the prowl, okay? So that's rule number 1. And anyway, back to the story. So Fatima would question them both. Like, what's going on? Is there something going on behind my back that I should know about? They both said, Fatima, you tripping. It's nothing like that. Fatima left it alone. Fatima confided in her sister, Whitney, because that's her sister. And Whitney would notice things too. Like, that's weird. Why would, Molly and Keisha go to Pharrell's house? Their man wasn't there. That's just weird. One day, Fatima was just really upset with Pharrell because Fatima felt that Pharrell was lying to her. And the whole gang was at Keisha's house to see what the hell is going on. One of y'all needs to tell Fatima the truth. So Whitney is upset with Pharrell. They're going back and forth arguing. And Whitney's on the porch yelling at Pharrell. They're yelling back and forth. So Whitney goes into the house, grabs a kitchen knife, comes back out to the porch, starts threatening Pharrell. And everyone's trying to hold Whitney back, like, calm down, chill. It's not that serious. Time then passes. Fatima was always off the hook. So, she was always getting in trouble. She was always getting expelled, suspended from school. So one day her mom ships her off to boarding school. I mean, it was like no warning. Fatima didn't have time to tell anyone she was leaving. It was like Houdini. She just disappeared. You know, during that time that Fatima was gone, Pharrell and Keisha got closer. When Fatima returns home, she soon finds out that Pharrell and Keisha indeed, in fact, had sex. Pharrell admitted it once Fatima asked him. He admitted it. However, when Fatima asked Keisha, Keisha denied it. And Fatima always knew that this has happened. It happened. Fatima knew about it. Fatima has heard from multiple people that Keisha and Pharrell had sex. They hooked up. And Fatima was hurt because even though she was away, it's still girl code that you don't sleep with your so-called best friend's man, you know. And with Keisha, it was just like, damn, you had no respect for me. This whole time you wanted Fatima's man. Why? One, because you had your own man, and two, because there's hella dudes aside from Fatima's. So Keisha never admitted it. And Fatima and Keisha's relationship was never the same after that. And although people can change, it was a while ago. It was a long time ago, actually. It was a long time ago. People can change. At the same time, people never forget. And especially when you don't admit something. So Keisha's and Fatima's friendship has never been the same since Fatima got back from boarding school. There's been a few times where they would run into each other. It was, of course, cordial because they have been friends for a long time. It just, that friendship just won't ever be the same. Fatima and Keisha, they still talk on occasion, but it's nothing like it was before. It's not an in-depth conversation. It's just, hey, how you doing? Time has passed, just want to make sure that you're okay. Or if, you know, someone's doing something on Instagram, it's like, oh, I like your picture, you look pretty, blah, blah, blah. It's casual talk. That's it. So for me in this situation, I don't judge either way. And like I said, this is Trifling Bitches in Recovery. So we forgive and we move forward. And we do our best to not make the same mistakes as before. I hope you enjoy. There will be more dramatic, intense, Trifling Bitches in Recovery stories. And stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.